When I think about being big, the first thing that comes to my mind is that I won't rush. Grown-ups are always rushing somewhere, even when there's no reason to. My dad walks fast, even in the kitchen, like the stove might run away. Mom says, "Hold on," more than she says my name. Everyone is busy, like they're in a competition with clocks. I don't want that. When I grow up, I'll have slow mornings where sunlight sits on the table before anyone else does, and I'll drink cocoa without someone saying we're late. I'll have a job, sure, but it'll be the kind where you smile sometimes, and no one brings work home except maybe a funny story. Right now, I'm 9, and the world feels big but simple. My room with the posters, my parents' voices floating down the hallway, the smell of pancakes on Saturdays. I lie on my bed and imagine the life waiting for me like a wrapped present I can't open yet. I think grown-ups choose when to open theirs. I think I will too. Mom says I'm responsible for my age, which I guess means I remember my backpack and don't lose my keys. Sometimes she laughs and says, "You'll do well when you're older," and I believe her. I imagine myself walking into an office with shiny floors, wearing clothes without stains, being someone who understands things. I'll have a laptop, a nice one, and a car that smells new, and maybe even an apartment with plants that don't die. That's the plan. Career first, home next, kids someday. Not right away. Kids seem loud and expensive and sticky. I think I'll have them when my life is all organized. When I have more shelves, more money, more quiet. When everything is ready and I'm ready too. I don't say that out loud because Mom might smile in that sad way she does sometimes, but that's how I see it. First, I'll get a job that pays well. Then I'll save up for a place with windows that go all the way down to the floor, then a car that doesn't break in the winter. Then maybe I'll travel a little, see the ocean somewhere warm, buy souvenirs, send photos to friends. After that, when I'm settled, when I'm not scared of making mistakes anymore, then I'll think about kids. They'll come into a life that's stable and calm, with their own room and toys that I can afford, and I won't have to worry about bills or broken pipes or anything grown-ups complain about. I want to be the kind of parent who isn't tired all the time, the kind that listens, really listens and says, "I'm here," instead of "not now." But to do that, I have to build everything else first. That's what grown-up life is, right? Putting pieces in order until the picture makes sense. I don't want to rush into raising someone before I figure out who I am. I don't want to be like my parents, who sigh a lot and rub their temples like they forgot something important. I want to be prepared, completely prepared. Kids deserve the best version of their parent, not the early access version with bugs and missing features. I'm scared of messing it up. I think that's why I put it in the later box. That box is huge in my head. It holds all the things I'm sure I'll do someday. Volunteering, learning to cook something fancy, getting a dog, calling my grandparents more, buying that electric piano I saw once. Kids are in that box too, sitting next to the dog, but I'm sure it'll all happen, one by one, when I'm older, when my career is stable, when money isn't tight, when I know how to fix things without Googling them, when I feel like a real adult and not a kid pretending. Being a grown-up seems like reaching a point where everything finally clicks and you know what you're doing. When I get there, then I'll start my real life. With a family, with laughter in the house, with tiny socks in the laundry and drawings on the fridge. I picture it sometimes, a child running down a hallway toward me, calling "Dad," or maybe, "Hey, look what I made." And I kneel down and hug them, and everything feels warm and right. That will happen later, when I'm ready. And I will be ready, I'm sure of it. Grown-ups get ready eventually. Right now, I'm still practicing, thinking about the future, drawing doodles of houses with big windows, imagining myself older and calmer. Sometimes I hug my pillow and pretend it's a baby just to see what it feels like. It feels okay, but also like something meant for the future. A far future. Not yet. Not until everything else is in place. I don't want to start that part of life too early and ruin it. I want the perfect timing, the moment when I've checked every box: career, apartment, car, money, confidence, peace. Then the kids will come, and I'll enjoy them. And I'll be the kind of adult who never says maybe later because I'll have solved everything by then. That's how I imagine it. That's how I want it. That's the life that makes sense to me now, lying here in my room with my posters and my pencils, and my future still folded neatly inside my head, like a map with no wrinkles yet. I don't know when I'll open it, but I will, one day, when the timing is perfect. And childhood feels like forever right now, so I'm not worried. I have time, a lot of time, enough to do everything in the right order. Enough to make it all make sense before I bring anyone else into the world. Enough to grow up, properly, before I become someone's parent. I'll wait until everything is ready. I'll wait until I'm ready. I think that's what responsible people do.
I used to think life had a clear order. First you build yourself, then you build everything else. I believed in that so strongly it almost felt like a rule someone wrote before I was born. Work first, stability first, security first, kids later, always later. I don't know when I stopped checking whether that later was actually getting any closer. It slipped behind meetings, repairs, errands, small crises that felt big at the time. I kept waiting for a moment that felt like permission, a moment where I'd look around my life and see no cracks, but life never stopped long enough for me to feel ready. It just kept moving, and I kept trying to catch up, thinking there would be a clean stretch someday, where I'd finally start the part with children. Now I sit here in a quiet house that's too big for one person, with rooms full of things I bought instead of choosing people. Not because I didn't want them, but because I convinced myself I had to earn the right to want them. I thought I needed more money, more confidence, more answers. I kept saying I'd become a parent when everything settled, but nothing ever settled. It just shifted into a different kind of chaos every few years. The first real choice was small. I took a job that paid well, but ate evenings and weekends like they were nothing. I told myself it was temporary, just until I saved enough for a deposit on a place of my own. Then I got that place, and it echoed when I walked through it, clean, modern, quiet. I thought quiet meant peace. It didn't. It just meant no one else lived there. Friends married, they had kids. I liked visiting them, liked the mess, the noise, the way their houses vibrated with life even on boring Tuesdays. I'd leave with a strange tug in my chest and tell myself, soon. I just need a few things sorted out first. Those few things kept multiplying. A promotion opportunity that required travel, a financial dip that made me cautious, a relationship that wasn't quite stable enough for a family, then another one that looked stable until it wasn't. I told myself starting a family in uncertainty would be irresponsible. Funny how I never noticed that uncertainty was the default state of every year of my life. But I kept waiting for the perfect version of myself, the one who would make a good father, the one who didn't doubt, the one who had answers ready, the one who wouldn't pass on his fears. While I was waiting for him to arrive, my real self kept aging quietly in the background. My body changed before my mind caught up. One winter I got sick and took longer to recover than usual. Nothing dramatic, just a hint, a warning. I brushed it off. Then later, another small thing, a doctor's raised eyebrow at my test results, a suggestion to slow down, to rethink my schedule. That was the first time I felt the ground shift, not panic. Just a soft awareness that the window was closing, not wider but narrower. I told myself I still had time. People have kids later these days. Science can help. Medicine can step in. I repeated those sentences like a prayer I didn't fully believe. I didn't tell anyone how frightened I was of hearing too late from someone in a white coat. I thought aging would be loud, like thunder. Instead, it was a slow dimming of options, a quiet drawer closing. I kept working. I kept postponing. I kept buying groceries for one, filling the fridge with things that lasted too long because no one else was there to eat them. I filled my evenings with errands, news, background noise. anything to avoid the silence that asked, "Why didn't you choose?" The truth is simple. I was waiting for certainty, and life never offered it. I was waiting to feel prepared, and that feeling never arrived. I kept thinking I'd know when the right moment came, but moments don't announce themselves, they just pass. And I let them. My friends' kids grew up. Some went off to university, some had children of their own. I watched from a distance as lives unfolded and multiplied. I smiled at their photos and congratulated them on milestones. And then I'd sit in my quiet house and feel something tighten in my chest. Not jealousy, not bitterness, just the weight of all the conversations I never had with someone who never existed. I used to imagine a little hand in mine. I can still feel the shape of it in my memory, even though it's not a real memory, just an echo of a possibility. The doctor said it would be difficult now. Not impossible, just difficult, but in that moment difficult sounded like a locked door. My body had drawn a line I didn't see coming. I went home that day and sat in the living room with the television off. The silence was thick. I realized I'd built the life I once thought I needed, the career, the apartment, the car, the clean floors, the savings, and none of it made the house feel any less empty. People like to say, home is where the heart is. My home became a museum of intentions, shelves of things I bought because I thought I'd share them someday, a spare bedroom that never changed because I never had a reason to. I look back now and I don't feel anger, just a soft ache. I thought time was generous. I thought waiting was wise. I didn't see how easily waiting becomes a habit. You wait for the right job, the right moment, the right partner, the right stability, the right version of yourself. You wait until your body silently closes a door you didn't even realize you were standing beside. And then the waiting stops, not because you've arrived, but because there's nowhere left for the waiting to go. I'm not unhappy. That surprises people when I tell them, my life isn't a tragedy, it's quiet, comfortable, but sometimes in the afternoons when sunlight hits the hallway just right, I imagine a child running through it, the sound of small feet, a laugh bouncing off the walls, a voice calling me. I feel the absence more than I ever felt the possibility. I don't have regrets shaped like big scenes or dramatic mistakes. My regrets are small. The smallness is the part that hurts. I thought I would have time. I thought I would choose later. And later just didn't come. I don't know if telling you this changes anything for you. I'm not here to warn or teach. I'm just trying to put words to the quiet truth I've carried for years. Sometimes life doesn't take things away from you. You just never pick them up. And one day you turn around and see the shelf is still full, untouched. I wanted children. I really did. I just wanted to be perfect first. And perfection took all the years I had. I don't know what you'll choose for your own life. I'm not here to point you anywhere. I just wanted to tell you how mine unfolded, what I reached for, what I waited on, and what slipped past while I was busy preparing. If you're standing where I once stood with all your later still ahead of you, that's your story, not mine. You still have time I thought I had. What you do with it is up to you. I'm just the voice of someone who kept waiting for a better moment, and by the time I stopped waiting, the moment wasn't there anymore.